Hi everybody, welcome to this segment of Financial Freedom with me, Bright McCaffrey. In our last episode, we talked about multiple streams of income for couple, and we had our resource person who took us through that journey on family financial planning, FFP. And so today we still have our resource person all the way from Oslo who is also going to take us through these discussions. And so the reason we are bringing this resource person on this series is because she has been married for the past 40 years, and 40 years is no joke. And so you want to actually tap into her wealth of experience, first-hand experience in marriage and all of that. And so you are welcome to this segment again with me, Mommy.
Thank you.
Mary Budomo.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it's an honor to be here with you.
Yeah.
So we'll see what we can. I'll see what I can share.
Yeah.
And what the viewers can take
Yes.
out of it. Yeah.
Okay, so based on the previous episode, people have been asking quite a number of questions. And so we are trying as much as possible to address these concerns that they've been raising.
Okay.
Now, one of the concerns that many have raised is joint accounts.
Joint accounts.
I know it's a very controversial one.
Yes, it is.
And so we are going to delve into joint accounts.
Yes, it is.
So without wasting much time, let me ask. Is it important for couples to have joint accounts? And does it improve the finances of a couple?
Well, okay. So is it important?
Yeah.
Joint accounts.
Yeah.
Joint accounts, you see, when you come together as a couple, you have joined yourselves together. So you would think that everything else should be joined.
Yes.
But there are certain things that you have to really think deeply about before you do in a relationship. And I think one of them, since we have said that finances are very important, because finances they will make the relationship, but they can also unmake it. So you've got to be very careful when it comes to finances. And so talking about joint accounts they can be very good if you do it very well. So because you see, anything that is joint means the two of you are taking care of it. So there's transparency. If there's money in the account, we both know, and we are both going to check it. We are both going to assess it. So it means that we will know what is happening each time. Okay, one cannot go there without the other. So that is it's very good for that kind of, because if you have your own account, you can do certain things that the other person is not aware of. But once there's a joint account and you do it properly, and I keep saying doing it properly because we will get there. If you do it properly, then it means it will be good. It will make you can easily have a healthy financial life if you do it properly, because of the transparency we are talking about. Okay, so but be careful if you don't do it right. Now, one of the things that can make it not right is because I can say that one of the cons about this that I would like to bring in immediately is the fact that all of you have rights to withdraw and to transfer without the other one. With a joint account, I can go and take the money without him, and he can also
both parties have
rights. We have signatures to it. So we have a right to to use the account any way we want without the other party without informing the other party. When that happens and one of you decides to mismanage, so that if it leads to mismanagement, then that can create problems because you may be doing something that the other doesn't know. And one of the things that made me, as I sit here, to be frank with you, I don't have a joint account. Even though I've done 40 years, as you said. But still, I advise people to do it now, because at the time, I didn't know. I didn't have somebody discuss it before when I was at the early stages of my marriage. So we were all learning from each other. And as I said, in Ghana, we are not taught much about finances before we get into marriage. Nobody talks about money. So I noticed that some of my friends who started off with joint accounts, they ended up divorcing.
Yes.
Yeah, because in one of the cases, in Ghana, people will say that, oh, the other one will take the money and chase, especially the man will go and chase women and all that. But in his case, he didn't chase. They just agreed that the joint account was going to be used to build a house in Ghana for the two of them. So when they were putting the money in, the man was the one who was always insisting that the woman shouldn't use the account at all. So he was the one trying to manage it as if he was doing the best, but not knowing that he was gambling with the money.
Wow.
So, but you know how when gambling goes wrong, so he will take the money. He took big chunks. Then when he didn't win, he will think, "Oh, next time I'll win and I'll put the money back." It never got
Gamblers
there.
are always in anticipation of
And
winning.
so finally, when it got to the time when so many years after the woman had put money and trusted that there was money and they were going to buy their house, then there was no money. And this is how come it was such a serious conflict, and I think they could never solve it. And because she had worked all her life outside, and then to save money for a house. And the guy was a student, but later on didn't have a job, so she was the one who got most of the money into this joint account. Okay, so these are one-off cases. Okay, but I've also heard other ones that didn't work. And so it all depends. At the very beginning, you have to look at what the attitudes that we're talking about. What is the attitude of your partner? What is his spending and saving attitude? Does he believe in saving? Does he, or he's the type that just spends? Okay, if he believes or she believes in saving money for the future or saving for tomorrow, then this is the kind of partner that you can trust that if we have a joint account, is going to work for us. But if you see that the person is not like that, then you can also decide to do what I later on did. Like when there's something big, a big purchase or something that we have to do, we'll decide this is how much we are going to be putting together for the next years to do it. So each time, and then in that case, the project was also ongoing. So anytime we put it together, we send it. We put it together, then we send it. So we know that it's doing something for both of us. And then the rest of the money will then decide what goes into what and how much each of us can have to ourselves.
Okay.
But another thing I can say that was a long time ago. Right now, I think joint accounts have become such that you can actually decide that if you are not there, there's another option where both of you must be there to sign before money can be taken. I think there's that option these days. So if it's really money that is a serious money for your house, or big money that you are saving and you really want to keep an eye and make sure that it does the right thing, then you can also at the bank ask them what can be helpful for you.
I think it becomes more like a partnership account.
Okay.
It becomes
more like a partnership.
So one person will not be
able. Yes, I think when I finally recently actually I now have an account like that. Nothing much.
Because you see, at the end of the
day,
I
now need it for like emergency or something.
At the end of the day, most couples are afraid of divorce. So what if divorce happens and what happens to these accounts? Will one person go away with all these monies and all of that? But I think that if we are all transferring money or we are all making the deposits into this particular account, at the end of the month or at the end of the year, we can also demand a statement from the bank. You see, so if I have contributed X amount of money into the account, it will show. If you also have contributed X amount of money into the account, it will show.
Yeah.
So in times of divorce or separation, I think that should not necessarily be a problem.
And also, that shouldn't be a problem at all.
Yeah.
Because the best way to keep a tab on your money in and out of a bank is, to keep a tab on your money is by when you transfer it into a bank or you withdraw it from a bank. Because there's always, even with the Momo system, the Momo system is another good way to keep a tab on your finances, because somebody cannot say it's a lie. I remember we paid some monies to a hospital and the lady kept saying that we had paid, we didn't pay for some date. We just had to go back to the whole list because we insisted on paying by Momo so that we could check it. And when we went back and sent it to her, she now went and checked and said it was true that we paid, So that's one good way to do. You don't even need statements these days, but you'll still be able to check that. But what I can say is that, okay, we always have to think about what if things do not go the way we want. So at the very beginning too, when you are doing this, make it legal, make it official. Once you went to the bank and their signature, so your signature is there. If there's a divorce, all your assets are supposed to be divided to be shared among you anyway. So that money is also your asset.
But not in equal proportion.
It will now depend. It will now depend on who was putting in more and what you want to do with it.
So that will bring me to another question, because in this very situation where the woman will have to be in the house most of the times and probably work remotely, which in turn may not necessarily generate enough revenue for her. All right. Now, in times of divorce, who benefits more and who loses?
Who loses? Yeah. Actually, around the whole world, you realize that it is a known fact that men tend to earn more than women. Okay, so that's what we've been trying to say is that at the beginning of every marriage, so many things have to be clarified. Okay, so like for example, if you are earning so much money and you are going to marry and you know that at the end of, in case of divorce, you don't want to share with the person, you do your prenup. That's the thing. You do your prenuptials, and so the woman knows that as I come into your life from now on, whatever you earn is for both of us. So there is nothing like the man earns more and the woman earns nothing, and so in times of divorce, the woman should get less than is stipulated for the country.
That is if they are probably married.
If they are married. If they are married, so if they are married. If they are married is different. But if you are not even married, you can't even you can't actually claim anything from the man. The man will only give you if they want, and or the woman will only give you if she wants, because sometimes a woman can also have more money than the man.
Then I think
so whichever way, but if you are married, the law says that if you have been married for this number of years, you can claim this. So the law has already set it out clearly what you get if you have children of this age or that age, and so they'll go according to that. But if you are not married, then it's a different story altogether, because you are girlfriend, boyfriend, and so everybody will take their bags and go. So that in that case, you have no rights. If you want to have rights, then you have to seal it with so that you are not fooled
within the remit of the law. Once you are properly married, in case of divorce, I think that the joint account is part of the assets and the equity that the couple will have, and that will be split.
It will be split between you
two. So I think
in fact, they may not even look at who is bringing more, because it all depends. If you have been married for 10 years, they say you share everything equally. If you have been married for 3 years, it is maybe 3 into, they share into 3 and take 1. Whatever the law says, that's what will happen.
So in any case, joint account is meant for people who are legally
Yes.
and probably married.
Yes.
So
Joint account, yes, is meant for people who are legally properly married.
Yes.
If you are boyfriend, girlfriend, it's not yet time for you to do that.
You don't have any business in joint account.
No. You don't have any business in joint account because you don't know how it's going to go.
Yes.
But you need a joint account when you have started thinking about, you have started having similar goals, objectives in life. So that means you are compatible. You have to check about compatibility. How compatible are you when it comes to finances? Even that one. So that's when we're thinking about, are you the type who wants to save, or you are the type who just does this kind of hand to mouth? You just get the money today, you go shopping, and it's done, and you come again. No. So you have to be sure. There are so many challenges, but it can also be very good for a couple that has done this very well. If you do it very well, one of the things that you can do at the end is, once you set it up, you can also continue to review it.
Yes.
Sometimes when you start, you are not sure whether it will work. So make sure that your checks and balances are in place. Okay, every quarter you go back to the account, both of you see. Maybe you are not going to tell your spouse that I want to check on you, but you just say, let's check our interest. How much have we, this money we are putting there, what is it yielding?
Yes.
And then we go and we take a look at it and we say, oh, look, we are making progress here, so maybe let's continue. And then if you think that you are not, whatever is not going well, you can decide to adjust.
I think
add
that
more money.
That will lead to my next question.
Okay.
Now, what purpose should a joint account serve?
Okay. Usually,
I mean, for a couple.
Yeah, for a couple. I think joint accounts are usually for, I can say, big purchases.
Yeah.
That's number one for me. Like, you want to buy a house.
Okay.
That's one good way of, and then you can buy it immediately. You need to save money for, let's say, 5 years or maybe 10 years. And a joint account will help you to each be putting money somewhere that will come together and do that. Perform that purpose for you in the end. And as you can also manage it. Do you know that at a point when you have enough money in it, you can even decide to diversify in a way by taking some of the money to put in a high interest account. And it's still part of your so that you can get more money to transfer. So every year you can transfer your dividends into your joint account. You can do all sorts of things. So as we were talking about multiple houses. One. Another one is, for example, you want to set up a business.
Okay.
And then you know that, we need 100,000 to start. Your wife, or even the wife alone, whoever can do it. For example, is the wife that has time, and then you need to set up a business. The business is for both of you, but the woman will take care of it. You can still save towards that. But then we were talking about joint account means that the woman should be earning. A joint account means that woman should also be earning money and you're putting together.
Exactly.
So in this case, we are talking about maybe you want to set up a business as another stream of income. And the one that has more time, or both of you can take care of it, whichever way. That's another another good way to set up that business.
So
also, for emergencies, for emergencies, it's also important. Even for your travel, vacation. I don't know, in Ghana sometimes we don't, but these days I've seen that a lot of people are prioritizing vacation as well in Ghana. Vacation is also one of the things that if you can set up a joint account for, to buy a car, I said big purchases, a car, even sometimes furniture.
But if so, you mentioned a car.
Yeah.
So, how many cars should a couple have?
Wow.
I mean,
that's another area altogether in this management. The family management that we are talking about. Okay, so
it's family financial planning.
It's family financial, and then cars actually actually you really need to have money
Yeah.
to have a car.
Yes.
So car is can bring you down financially and can also take you up financially. So cars are also things that you need to discuss when you want to buy. If, for example, you have the means, let's say that when you got married, you didn't think about car yet, and then you did your best to save, have a joint account, you were putting in money, you did all the streaming that we've been talking about, and now you have come to a comfortable stage where you have enough money and you have children. And you feel that and then when you have children, you need to, shuttle them around, school, hospital, this and that. That's the best time to have two cars. Because when your husband is gone, or when whoever is the permanent worker, the woman is gone, the person is gone, or the office worker could not, maybe he's not the busiest, so so I would say the busiest, but whoever is going far away, takes has a car, and then the other one who has to shuttle things around, run around, also has a car. It will make things very simple and stress-free. So by the time that the other one who has a car comes back, that other one is not so angry at everything that she's done and waiting to fight. So, but if you haven't gotten there yet, then please, one is enough. Sometimes you don't even need until you need.
I like that.
You don't need.
You don't need until you need. I like that. Hashtag.
Hashtag. You don't need until you need. Yeah. So look at all that first. Do I really need it? Like if you are in a place where transportation is good. For example, I live in Vienna. I don't need a car to get around. The presidents and all the government officials are also on the train and tram and buses, because it's just like I have a car when I get out. So I won't buy a car, even now that I can afford. I can afford for everyone in my family to even have a car, but I don't need it. So, but as soon as I land in Ghana, I will see the need.
I think that at the beginning stage, most young couple see the need to have a car as a necessity.
Yes.
Then when the money starts flowing in more, when the inflows, start increasing, then they will now begin to find it or see the need to enjoy luxury. So the man or the woman, fancies cars a lot. So this year he wants to drive Range Rover. And next year he wants to drive. And maybe the wife wants to drive Range Rover this year. And then next year the husband wants to drive G-Wagon. The following year another person also wants to drive the latest. It continues. It continues like this. So at what point do you think that there should be a stability that will not really impact the financial life of a couple?
You try to manage money that what do I want to say? You try to manage something that is not plenty. Okay. If it is plenty, people don't care. You can sign every check, but then you don't mind what happens to the check. But anytime you see people who are trying to sit down together, do joint accounts to bring money together, it means that they don't have it all. If you don't have it all, then it's not time to be doing Range Rover this year, that Rover the other year. And that kind of thing. It's not that time. You have to take care of first things first. So if you have children, of course, then your children should be the priority. Their education, whatever, food, study trips, whatever, everything that you need to do for the family. Most of the time when you have kids, even when I had younger kids, I had a car though. Even though in Norway too, I didn't need to have a car. But at the end of the day, we realized that we needed a car because of the children. So we bought a car, and some of our friends criticized us. They said, even this professor didn't have a car, and then we've gone to buy a car. That professor, he's a professor, he doesn't have children. The children are all grown and gone. We can't compare ourselves, right? So right now, I'm saying that I don't need to even have a car in Vienna because I don't have younger children. So I can afford to, even when I walk, it's exercise for me. So why do I care? But it's all, like you have to decide, do I have that much money to be bothered about Range Rover? If I buy a Range Rover, is it an asset or a liability? You have to think about this.
Yeah.
Is it an asset for me or a liability? If it is an asset, then it means that you have enough money and you can enjoy your life. If it is a liability, then please don't, because maybe you have debts on you haven't paid in the bank, and then you go and buy a Range Rover. It means one day you could even lose it. The bank can even just how do they call it again, impounding. They can just take it from you. So you make sure that you have the money. And what we have been trying to tell young couples and anybody who needs this is grow the money first. It's very difficult to grow money, but don't think about in 2 weeks time. Don't go online and read those who are saying you put this money here and in 4 weeks you make 10,000. It's a lie. Okay, instead of the 2 weeks, the 4 weeks matter, think about 5 years.
Most of them are Ponzi schemes.
Yeah, in 4 years, in 5, in 10 years time, how much would I have put in this coffers? And then what do I want to do with it? And all that. If you think long term, you will be happy. You can have a very healthy financial life and stress free. You may not have so much, but you will be happier than someone who even has a lot of money but cannot manage it. It all has to do with management.
I believe strongly that our viewers are really enjoying this segment. I know for sure that we cannot solve all the problems out there with regards to joint accounts and all the issues surrounding it. But I believe that these are real life issues that we are bringing to bear. That I believe that is actually going to impact, the financial life of young couples or every couple out there. Now, the last thing that I want us to discuss is who controls the joint accounts, because considering all the insecurities surrounding it, about 80% of people don't believe in joint accounts. About 80% don't believe. I think even more don't believe in joint account. So with all these insecurities, who controls the joint account? Is it the man because he's the head of the family? Or is the woman because she's the better manager of finances?
Oh my God. Oh my God. This is serious. If you go talking about the man, the better person and all that, oh my God, that doesn't work. Head of family. People don't even think that there's anything called head of family. If you go there, you're in trouble. But anyway, if we are talking, we are talking to a Ghanaian audience. Ghanaians believe that in head of family. So we can say that, but I can tell you that not everybody out there believes that somebody is the head. The father is the head, the mother is also the head, and there's no difference between them. But in Ghana there is. We know that the man is the head of the family traditionally. Even that is changing. Okay, what I like to say before I go on to this is that we are just sharing our personal experiences. And so if you really, really, really want to do any of these, the banks are there. You have to go seek professional help, because money is not something that you just listen to a podcast and go and do anything.
That's true.
You know that there are a lot of legalities involved in when you put your money somewhere. So before that, you have to get to a bank, talk to someone. They will be very happy to receive you and tell you what to do exactly so that your money will be safe. Now, once your money is safe, then you don't even care about who controls it. Do you know that? If you go through the right channels, everybody controls it. I control it, you control it. So when you go to the bank, tell them what you want. You already have learnt about your husband's attitude, that or your husband has learnt about yours, that if the money is left to you alone, this is what will happen. It will all go shopping. It will all go to do other things. So you don't want that. You tell whoever, your consultant, how can I solve this problem? Then they will tell you exactly the co-signatory thing that we're talking about, or any other ways that they have come up with. Because in recent times, there are a lot of ways that you can set up multiple streams. You can actually do it yourself.
Even
online. There's an account called Mox or something. I don't know which one is the best, so I don't want to. I'm not saying go and do Mox.
Just don't mention
but then also, if you're not even in Hong Kong, you can do it.
Okay.
So, and it's mostly for young people. And when you set up this one, there's a way of doing all these multiple streams that we are talking about on this account.
Okay.
But you know what? You think that it is your account. This is what I thought. So when I was putting money and I said car, and I was asking that some money be sent to that account every month, it was being sent. One day when I went to the shop, I was buying something. When I gave my card, it wouldn't work, and I said, but I have money. I did all I could. I could see money in my account, but it wouldn't take it. So later on, when I called them, they said, well, that is for a car. Were you buying a car? I mean, if you were buying a car, there's something you should have done to open that account before going there. So there are so many checks and balances for you. You just need to go to the right places, find out the right information from the professionals who are there, and then you set it up. Once you do it right, you will see that you will not worry about who is controlling it. But having said that, I can also say that in most I know a number of couples who will decide that one of them said he's so busy, the man, he's a banker, and he's very busy. So he wants the wife to be the financial secretary. So actually they nicknamed her financial secretary in their family. So all the money issues, she was doing them. Everything, she was in control, but she was not the one earning the most money. But she was doing all other things, including controlling their monies. I think she did a good job because they have invested a lot and they have made a lot of money. So I think she did a good job. It's not everybody who will be able to do that. So as we said, you must be sure about the attitudes of your concerning money. How you have to find out about that at the very beginning. And it's nothing bad. We all have different ways of doing things. So based on that, it can help you to know how to divide your control system.
So I think that in all this, trust is a central focus, in these whole joint account issues. You need to know your partner very well. If you are with somebody who believes so much in impulse buying, where they can just walk around and just be buying things they don't need, then you need to advise yourself as to who should really be entrusted with the account. So you need to know yourself very well and know who should really manage the account properly. Yes.
Another thing I like to add is that when you are doing these things, don't be so stringent. You are also, life is also happening. So maybe your spouse needs to buy a few things and you also need to update your clothes and things like that. You have to leave money for all that before you put money in your joint account. Don't make it too tight. Don't make it too tight. You have to loosen it a bit so that start slow and build it up. So if it is even 10% of your income that should go there, let it go. But then be sure that you are able to pay for a good place to live. Your feeding shouldn't be, you shouldn't just go and put money down when you are struggling to feed. Children are not getting enough money to go to school, but you say you have a joint account. That is not healthy. It's not healthy. So you can start slowly. And then even from your joint account, as we said, you can do more investments to get more money. So give yourself time to build this. Give yourself time.
So we have established that it's not it's not a matter of being the better manager of finances. I think that you both have to come to that place. You both have to come into that terms where
Yeah.
you believe that this
mutual
person,
respect.
mutual respect, yes, exactly.
You have to have mutual respect for
Yes.
each other. Don't think that you are the best person
Yes,
when it comes to
exactly.
money and that person is not. No, if you start that way, then you are going to there will be conflict, and that wouldn't work.
Yes. Okay. All right. So I believe that our viewers have really enjoyed this segment, and they will keep asking more questions. And I want to just encourage everybody to continue the discussion, on social media or wherever you find this video. And you can also leave your feedbacks with us. We'll come back and respond to all of them in our next episode. Whatever topic you want us to, talk about, you can just leave your comment under this video, and we'll do justice to that. So God bless you for coming, mommy.
Thank you.
And this
Thank
has
you.
also been a very impressive segment. And we are looking forward to the next segment as well.
My great pleasure.
All right.
Yeah, and thank you to all your viewers for listening to us.
All right. Okay. So until next time, God bless you. My name is Bright Makafui.